Welcome to Maths with EJD. From this video onwards, I'll be talking about data analysis with Python. I have something very similar to this, which is scientific computing with Python, but that's more for scientists, mathematicians, engineers. But of course, this is data analysis, which cuts across different fields. And of course, I'm sure you want to get on this very interesting journey. Data analysis is very important in our world today. This particular video is just an introduction to it. So in subsequent videos, I'll be leading us through step by step. Now, since it is data analysis with Python, and I've done some work on Python already, so what I'm going to do is after this first video, I'm going to add to this playlist videos from relevant videos from the scientific computing playlist. I think from video 2 to video 13, they cover things that will be relevant for data analysis. So you want to have a nice time going through that. So those videos 2 to 13 actually cover basics of Python, and then it talks about NumPy. Then subsequently, now we'll go to talk about other Python libraries that are relevant to data analysis, like Pandas, like Matplotlib, like Seaborn. So I mean, Pandas is more like the data analysis thing in Python, while Matplotlib and Seaborn are for data visualization. So you're definitely going to have a very nice ride here. So be sure to follow through. All right. So this is an introduction, like I said already. Let's go to the next. So here we have the outline. Um, so we'll see the introduction. Why should we use Python for data analysis? Of course, you can use many things for data analysis. You can use R, you can use state starter, you can use different things. There are many tools out there, SPSS and the rest of them. Well, I just like to do everything. I've fallen in love with Python, so I just like to infuse Python or use Python for whatever computation I have to do in anything I'm doing. So then we'll look at some real world applications, which you are most likely familiar with already. Then we'll look at data analysis workflow and then conclusion. And in the description, don't forget, you're going to have a link to all the materials that you can use to follow along, right? So in fact, before you even start watching the video, you can just download the materials already, and then so you can, because I like this hands-on thing, while so you're doing your own on your computer while you follow step by step, because seen that anything that involves writing codes or anything like that, you have to, the best way to do it is to code. You don't just watch a video and then try to implement it later. So put your computer on, have the stuff on it. I use Jupyter Notebook, by the way. So I'm going to attach videos. I'm going to bring videos from scientific computing here, which bother about Jupyter Notebook. I think that will be the second video, and then other things in Python. So you want to follow along. And so even how to install Jupyter Notebook, I'm going to put it in the description box for this video. So by the second video, you already have that, and then the second video is going to walk you through how to do Jupyter, how to move around in Jupyter Notebook environment and all that. So it's going to be a very jolly ride. Be sure of that. So data analysis workflow will be second to the last, and then we'll look at the conclusion, and then you can go on with other videos. So feel free to make comments. Let me know if there's something you like me to emphasize or something you like me to talk about in case I skip it. Okay. All right. So we go for why data analysis, right? Of course, data is one of the most valuable resources in today's world. I think somebody says that data is the new oil. At some point in time, oil was the big deal, crude oil, petroleum. And you had all the big corporations making all the big money. But today, of course, the oil is still there, but especially now that people are talking about sustainable energy, um, you know, of course, it's more like it's the age of data for sure. So organizations rely on data analysis for informed decision making. Now we have a whole lot of data. In fact, we have information overload. So you have to really be able to walk through a whole lot of data to actually get what you want, because you can actually get drowned in the ocean of data, in fact, not even pool. So Python provides an accessible and powerful platform for performing data analysis across industries. And that is why I like to use Python for data analysis. So then we go to why Python for data analysis. I mean, we have the last statement I made is actually an inkling into this. So we have the benefits of Python, right? It's simple and powerful. Same, that's one thing about Python. It's a high level language, meaning that its language is as close as possible to the regular English we speak, as compared to programming languages like C, which are low level languages that are machine languages. Of course, while these ones are faster, Python Python is easier to implement, right? So I mean, you have to choose your struggles, right? So Python's clean syntax is easy to learn and use. The English is just straightforward. Print is print. You don't have to declare integer or float or anything like that, right? Because it automatically just knows that. So a wide range of libraries supports data manipulation, analysis, and visualization. So just like I said, for data manipulation and analysis, you have Pandas to take care of that, and for visualization, you have Matplotlib and Seaborn. But before you're able to do some data manipulation and analysis, you may need to get some numerical things in shape, and that is why NumPy is also useful in this mix. So the popular libraries for Python in this case are NumPy, Pandas, Matplotlib, and C1, like you can see there. So those are the popular libraries associated with data analysis. So after data analysis, I may consider going into data science. Then we're getting into machine learning, where we begin to talk about things like scikit-learn, sklearn, right? Or then we talk about TensorFlow possibly, and there is one Keras, you know. So we can, after data analysis, we may just move to data science. Let's see if we are able to go that far. Okay, so NumPy, efficient numerical computations, Pandas for data structures and tools for data manipulation and analysis. And visualization is really important because a picture is worth more than 1,000 words. So you have Matplotlib. Now, Matplotlib is like the key thing here, right? It's like the core of this. But because Seaborn cannot even operate without Matplotlib, right? But Seaborn adds beauty, it adds some statistical things, like if you need margin of error and things like that, that's where Matplotlib comes in. Okay, so let's look at some real world applications, right? Because at the end of the day, we want to be able to apply these things to our everyday life. So you can analyze monthly sales data to identify seasonal patterns. You can help businesses forecast demand and optimize inventory. So an example would be like an e-commerce company tracking product performance over a year. So if you have data, you want to see which products do well. Maybe you are trying to strategize for the following year. So based on the performance for this year, you may just say maybe you want to minimize how attention on the particular product, and just focus on another one, like that. So you need to understand these trends. So we also have customer behavior analysis, another reward application, right? So you want to track user activity on a website to understand engagement. You want to segment customers based on purchase history and preferences. And a very good example of that would be like on streaming platforms, recommending shows based on viewing patterns. Of course, I mean, we all talk about Facebook, Instagram, YouTube algorithm these days, right? So you get recommended videos based on your behavior, based on how the kind of videos you see from time to time, right? So we need to that's one useful thing about data analysis. Okay. I mean, of course, for someone like me who is always in the university environment, you also want to see things about maybe student academic performance, where you analyze student grades and attendance to find correlations. You want to see, okay, if a student does well in physics, are they likely to do well in biology or whatever subject you might want to consider? So you may be able to draw inference from that. So you can begin to understand patterns like that. So you can identify struggling students early and provide targeted support. A very good example would be in educational institutions improving outcomes through data insights. So you can best know how to serve your students based on the data you get from their performances. And of course, we need to talk about steps in data analysis. What are the steps we need to take in data analysis? Of course, you cannot analyze what you don't have. So the first thing in data analysis is data collection. All right. So you can gather data from various sources, like from files, like maybe Excel file, CSV file, TSV file, APIs, or even databases. So I think as we go on in the course, right, you're going to see three the main sources of data. So data can be self-generated, right? You can generate data yourself. Maybe you are doing an experiment, or you can just make some data up, maybe just for the sake of learning. So that's self-generated. Then you can also have data inbuilt data in Python, since we're using Python, especially in Seaborn, or you can also get data in Python through other means, especially through in Seaborn, there are inbuilt data sets that you can work with. So those are data from be inbuilt in Python. So, and the last one will be data from external sources like Kaggle, like the different they are like Google data set or something like that. So there are different sources like that. So we move on. So you're going to see. So you have to collect data, and the data you generate yourself is called primary data. That's what statistics teaches us. But if you get data from another, already gathered data from another source, that would be from a secondary source. Okay. So for data cleaning, after collecting your data, the next thing you want to do is you want to clean data by removing inconsistencies and handling missing values. So inconsistency may be things like maybe maybe you have a name appearing twice, you have some information that are missing and all of that. So you want to clean data. So we are going to get through all of these stages as we go on. It's going to be a very interesting ride, like I said already. Then, of course, after data cleaning, the next thing you want to do is you want to explore the data. So you want to do some exploratory data analysis. So there you understand data through statistics and visualization. So you just want to have a general overview of what the data looks like. So we'll be getting through all that as we move on. I suspect we are going to have several videos, but you can be sure it will be very understandable, especially that you are going to have access to the to my code notes and that you can download and use on your own computer while in fact before you start watching the video, just like I said, download the code notes and then follow step by step. Then there'll be explore. Okay, I've talked about exploratory data analysis, where you draw, where you get an overview of the data. Then there will be data modeling. Well, this is already moving into the realm of, say, it's already bordering on data science, machine learning a bit here. But maybe we'll go. So after data analysis, I'll see if we need. I'll most likely talk about data science. So let's see how that works. So data modeling. So you want to apply techniques to extract insights or make predictions, right? Then, of course, there'll be data communication, if you like, or just communication, because at the end of the day, you want to be able to tell story with data, right? So you want to present your findings clearly using visualizations and summaries. So those are the steps we have in data analysis. Now, having said that, of course, we've come to the end of this. The call to action, of course, Python equips you with the tools to turn raw data into actionable insights. So if you just have some data, you can just look at it like, what exactly is here? But by the time you do some analysis on it, you can actually draw serious insight that can guide your activities. Then with growing demand for data literacy, right? Python-based data analysis is a vital skill. So, I mean, we have come to that point where everybody needs to be able to do something with data, right? Then, so the call to action will be to start exploring with small data sets and gradually move to real world projects. I think one thing I would like to say here is I sincerely believe that no matter what your field is, no matter what you do, you should have a hang on Excel, Microsoft Excel. So if you can use Excel, it will be a very solid basis for getting into data analysis. But if you don't have that sorted already, you may want to quickly catch up with that. Like maybe you need a quick crash course on Excel, on Microsoft Excel. Maybe I'll get to do that at some point. I'm not sure about that yet. All right. Or you can catch different videos on YouTube or different platforms where you can quickly do a crash course on Microsoft Excel because I sincerely believe everybody that is interested in data should start with Microsoft Excel. All right, thank you so much for listening. Let me know in the comment section how helpful this video is for you. And let me also know if there's a topic you'd like me to teach or a problem you'd like me to solve. Or if you have a data set like that is that we can analyze publicly, like that you want me to analyze here like this. So I can do that of whatever reason. Maybe you have some consultation you'd like me to do with you. I'll be very glad to do that. All right. What else? Yeah, I think that's about it. So, if you have not subscribed to the channel, of course, you'll be missing a lot already because it's going to be sweet doing this data thing. Just like I have several videos on maths already, and more will still come in the future. So, subscribe, hit the notification bell so you can always get alerted each time a new video is released, and be sure to like and share so that more people can have access to this great content I have here. Till I come your way again, keep doing data right. I've always said keep doing math right. Keep doing data right. All right. See you. Bye.